Well, well, well. Let's continue our adventures as head of the hideout.
Clive! Quick look.
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago. Those things I said before about not being able to fight.
Oh, Clive, my wards and I may soon be without a home.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended from his lofty throne.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the Council of Elders, second only to his Radiance at the head of the Imperial government. Not that any of those things still exist. Now he goes by his noble title, the Duke of Oriflamme.
And what does he want with Nor?
He wants to transform it into a foundation upon which to build anew. He's already secured the support of the various army remnants, with promises that they shall be
He would rob the populist.
Believe me, I have used every means of persuasion to discourage him.
What does Captain Philippe make of it? When the town was under attack, it was him the soldiers rallied around.
How? By a man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel and an occasional trip to the Vale to help them forget the terrors they face each day. The Duke, no. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe, but given the mood around town, mutiny may yet be unavoidable.
Who could blame them?
Clive, would you appeal for your services to Northreach? You have the respect of the soldiers, and unlike Philippe, no bonds of loyalty. Well?
I'll see what I can...
Thank you.
Tell me then. In the garrison?
Overseeing the
All right. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
I can't even mind who this guy is.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. I was hoping I might be able to speak.
We're under orders not to let any... But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about... Wait here.
So, you are the sellsword who lent his aid to the garrison. The Empire owes you a debt, and I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you seek, or favor?
Neither, Your Eminence. I thought only to inquire about your plan to turn Northreach into a stronghold.
Ah, I see. You are worried the expanded garrison will render your services redundant. Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting man like yourself shall always have a place here. Pride of place, in fact. For too long has the contribution of the noble soldier been under-reckoned. But no more. For it is they who shall see the Holy Empire rebuilt, beginning right here in Northreach.
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely unscathed from the recent troubles. Her defenses are sound, and her garrison well prepared. Which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twinside. The Empire wants for a capital, and I believe Northreach to be the perfect place. With Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we have seen to the refortification of both the town and the castle, we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the twins. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town. Something they may be loath to do if they've been deprived of their worldly goods.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond question. That is why this levy is necessary. So that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and paid as befits a defender of the Empire. And yet there are those who persist in peddling the treasonous lie that I seek to steal from the people and drive them from their homes.
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even that. You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead only to revolt.
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. The citizens revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Sabine, you are embarrassing me.
You're embarrassing yourself.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of Oriflamme.
Oh, him. Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any closer to the holy capital, could they? And now he's trying to drive us out completely, threatening to take everything we got from us. If the dame said she wanted him run out of town, I'd be straight through that checkpoint, tar bucket in hand.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame. This is her town, not his.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, just need his eminence to...
You really like that guy.
I heard the dame got an icon to rid the man over.
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
Don't get me started. You build a life for yourself somewhere, earning for some noble to turn up. If he thinks his name and his chains give him the right to empty our purse, we'll do whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
We just got to fucking help the Dame get a revolution on the go.
You're the one who was talking to his eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. I was trying to persuade him not. What do you think of his plan?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me, listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame. That's where my loyalties lie, not with the town or the Empire. If the Duke can get us cement and the equipment we need to fight off those blue skin.
I left everything.
As long as you remain, the Vale will see to your needs.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town into some sort of fortress. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not for me to say. All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, His Eminence's word is law. Look, no one likes all these taxes and tariffs, but empires don't come for free. Once Sanbreque is back on her feet, we'll all reap the benefits.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if you'd mind sharing your thoughts on the...
Well, I mean, look around us. The traders might not like having the screws put on them, but if they volunteered, a few more of their... I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the empires, and if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do.
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this. Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke. Do you intend to go along with...
But to tell you the truth, it's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to obey his...
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people.
That's right.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either.
Thank you, Clive. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, gee, thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive, were you able to...
I was...
Well, it will certainly help, though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople. They deserve to be heard, Clive.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience more than their opinions. And hopes... I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacked. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your... The soldiers, meanwhile, are content, and not just because of the Duke's rank.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than to see it right. Thank you for trying.
I don't know about that.
What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I owe it to those I love to call it a day.
But why?
Because I realize what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, but protecting what I care about. Protecting Northreach. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together, all of us. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the... Thank you, Philippe.
Anything for... Speaking of standing together, would you mind if I borrowed a few of the lads from... I fear His Eminence has lofty...
Not at all.
Wouldn't be the first.
There may be hope for North, especially with men like you, and I, for my part, shall continue to work upon the Duke, in the stubborn belief that I might still tempt him into joining hand. But I suspect I shall have to call upon your aid again. Until then...
Until then...
Clive, I'd like you to take something to Sir Way. Seeds for I'll keep but if these pools going to survive, as of those pools, they've lived their whole lives in servitude. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. And if you're wondering why you, well, the wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he...
All right.
Thanks, there.
Giselle Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. Better that than... And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em...
I'll take your word.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. I'll go up there and show...
I'm sure you will.
Ah, what brings you to...
A delivery.
These are Giselle. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings, then. I jest, of course. You see, but they'd long since gone to seed.
Martha was hoping he might be able to show the bearers how to plant so that they'll be able to fend for them.
That's not a... These bearers had only recently escaped their bonds. They know little of freedom, of providing for themselves and their loved ones. Unless we teach them how to live like free men, I fear that all we have achieved in bringing them here is to exchange one master for another. Not that myself and the Guardians have been the best example to them so far, subsisting almost entirely on Martha's charity as we do. It's about time we all started to provide for ourselves, bearers and Guardians alike. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defense.
The Horde is... They're coming.
Damn it all. I thought we'd gather the men in the square. Send...
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek. A veritable legion of them. They've been seen prowling around the northern... We don't have the numbers to hold back a swarm that size. I had hoped to build a perimeter wall so that myself...
Now you're out of...
Precisely. If reinforcements from the rest arrive before they do...
What if you could call on reinforcements?
You mean the bearers? We brought them here so they might live.
So wait. You said you lack men to defend the village. Though they may not be trained soldiers like your Guardians, what help they are able to offer could still prove the
You're right, my lord. I will... My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter. To serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will. A home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village. Your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool! Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. Instead, we will focus purely on defense at first. By coordinating our withdrawal through the use of messengers drawn from among the bearers, we will aim to have the swarm converge at a point of our choosing. With luck, that point will be the village square, the perfect place for our most able warriors to surround them and fall upon them, and for you and I to finish them off.
A sound plan, but one that'll require a leader with a cool head and strong nerves to coordinate the retreat. I'd say you have both in abundance, Wade, but you'll be needed. Please, leave the last of the fighting to me.
Ha! And let you have all the glory.
Sir Wade! They're here!
Then you know what you must do. We work together, everyone playing their part, each shielding the other that no man might fall, that Eastpool might live on. For Azaria.
For Rosaria!
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too, then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. I will not let this village fall. Looks like that's the last.
Lord Rossfield!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in...
Well, the better half of her guard is... So wait, how many Akash...
Hard to say. My men are still facing some I could order a detach...
No. You stay here too, so wait. I'll go after the cur. Join me only when Eastpool is...
If you're sure. May the Founder protect...
Next one's mine. I might
Ready, go? Fly, Ambrosia. Right. Back to Eastpool.
Fucking smashed him.
Lord Rossfield, the cup.
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but...
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
no. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too, and I could hardly call myself an Eastpoolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's Eastpudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight too. Can't have the rest getting outclassed. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course, and I'll be counting on yours too. Us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we?
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right. I will.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first mission together? Clearing the goblins from the Stillwind marshes?
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. You, facing off against that giant Morble. Not a trace of fear on your face. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt like giving up. When the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor, I thought I may as well just lay down my sword and surrender. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never lose courage. Thanks to you.
So Wade, you have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of Rosaria, will be safe in your hands.
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in yours.
I'll do my best.
These are all cool moments in the games, man.
The here, not only did my seeds get delivered, but...
I just did what I...
And it's only right that you take it before...
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's fight and a home to free bearers.
Well, it was your idea.
I know that, but I never stopped to think what it would mean. Bearers in charge of themselves, thinking for themselves, working for themselves. Like your hideaway, but not even hidden away. Though I suppose the rest ain't much You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see eye to...
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day. That whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Clive!
I just wanted to see how the town's been faring.
Since all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands, and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still... Just as the good lady...
Are you a lord? They're going to make him the Lord of Dalamil. Because of how he stopped...
It's the mayor of Dalamil, dear child. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a... Speaking of menace, there may be a rather worrying one.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and they have formed what one could call, and they grow more
We'll fight them all off just like last time. Won't we, Luke?
Of course we will. If we continue to work, the longer we avoid facing this one, the more difficult it will be. Our best hope is to nip by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the corps. Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill might be willing to lend us...
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by...
I'll go and speak.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor?
Everyone around town
easy.
saying Master Lubo's going to...
The League of Outlaws. Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalamil, Victor?
Ah,
I thought you'd have returned to Cost.
I did. I've developed something of a... And having worked so hard to see it saved from one fate, it would seem a sentiment Master Lubor certainly isn't
You're not the only one. He asked for my aid in putting... And he said that you might be able to...
Then you've come at just the right time. I was on... There are more camps in the vicinity than we can say, but we must strike together, and we must strike soon.
All right.
There's one upriver.
Leave it with me.
Those ne'er-do-wells want to band together.
That must be the camp Victor mentioned. Come on then, Toggle.
That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off!
Too slow. I'd better let Victor know.
Sid, where are you? Ah, I see the banners.
No, but...
No.
What is it?
The whole town. They're saying that Lubor...
What?
Seems that one of our parties wasn't as thorough as they should have been. They let one of the bandits escape. And his escape, some of the children spotted him, and when Lubor felled him, and without a crystal.
But that's not possible.
It is, if he's a bearer and has been hiding it all these years. If he has, well, I wouldn't blame him. Still, all those people see is a man who's lied to them all his life. One who was made a leader.
Fuck.
I don't know where we go from here, but I know one thing.
You're right.
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, it was bound to come out sooner or later.
We're sorry, Lubor, but we just...
There's nothing to be sorry for. All that matters to me is that you...
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the one...
Once people make up their minds, it's how we need to do something. Convince the people not to let their prejudices blind them. Convince them...
You're right.
I'm glad you agree. I'm a Dalmec born and bred. They listen to... You head to the tap. Make Conrad and Natalie They know that Lubor and I are friends. I might Lord Underhill of Randalar's League of Merchants, however.
I'll do what I can. Lubor, I can't promise any.
And that is...
Why are you taking the bearers?
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
He knew all along that he...
Forgive me for disturbing you, but...
As have I, Lord Underhill. The rumors that he's a bearer...
He'll never be mayor now.
But what of his wares? Bearer or no, in this at least he's done the town a service.
Leniency? He pretended to be one of us when he was...
I'm sorry, my lord, but he lied to us.
So what do you propose? Will you drive him?
Perhaps. And they will thank you not to get...
The townsfolk have made their minds up.
Nor I. Conrad and Natalie.
You never know. Once their anger is cooled, they might see...
All right.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearers? I assume...
There's still hope.
But perhaps not.
You mustn't think like that, Lubo. We'll talk some sense into them.
No. And your efforts would be
But Lubo...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. Let a blade yourself be true. Rather an ironic one when you consider that her life was taken with a blade. But I do not doubt that she was always true to herself and what she believed. And so must I be. I must do what I know to be. And now, I must embrace my new role of villain so that the people of Death, for only united can they hope to stand against the... I'll need to make a suit.
Don't go, Lubor. You're the only one will be all alone.
Trust me, little ones. It is for the best that I go.
How could it possibly be for the best? The least you can do is give the townspeople a chance to...
I would not take it, Victor.
Over you. And so just like that, you're going to throw this town? I thought you were better, but it seems you had me.
Victor.
Forget it.
You sure you're making the right choice?
Of those available to me, but where are my manners? Right then. I have packing to do.
If there's anything I can do.
There it is.
I'm going to go with him. Why is everyone being mean to Lubor?
Are you buying or selling? Anything else? Of course.
Lord Rosfield, is there aught the Undying might...
Perhaps. My brother said that your order... Have you learned anything of note?
Little and less.
I see.
Be assured, however, that we will... Even now, our archaeologians scour ruins in every...
Fallen ruins, I take it.
Indeed. Ultima's thralls are oft sighted among the remnants, as if protecting the...
Secrets we'd see.
Should our methods... Mayhap it would please you to observe.
Would that be possible?
Of course. As perchance you are familiar with Kretov. I was due to visit my colleagues there to collect their... If you would consent to do so in my stead. They might... It will lead you straight to the village.
Thank you.
I wish you a safe journey, my lord.
Ready, go? Faster! This might take a while. Straight home now. Get him! Go, Tor! This one. Get him. All yours, Vogel. Attack. Sick. Nice try. No need to ride from here. Over here! Attack! Look out, Cobra!
right. This one. Too slow. Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
This one. done, Torgal.
Oh no. You'll pay for this. May still be survivors. Over here! To me, whatever that thing is, I'd say it's their leader. Get him! Should have stayed in the past. These must be Cyril's colleagues.
You have our thanks, stranger.
Who are you?
Ah, forgive me, my lord. I did not recognize you. You are Lord Rosfield, are you not? We are archaeologians, tasked with surveying this site. When the echoes appeared, our brothers here occupied their attentions. Thanks to them, and to you, we were, for a mercy, able to see our duty to its conclusion.
You call that a mercy? Your brothers might still be alive if you put their safety before your duty. Surely this survey wasn't worth dying for.
We are charged with uncovering Ultima's origins. A duty of the highest import, as I'm sure you will agree.
And you think your dead brothers would agree with you too?
I know they would. They gave their lives for the cause, an honor to which all Undying aspire. Now, to what do we owe the honor of your presence, Lord Marquis?
Cyril told me of your work here.
I see. That is most kind. May the Firebird's flame
It's one thing to lay down your life for another, but for a servant. Hey.
Ah.
Aye. Here.
My thanks. I shall study them, and inform you forthwith.
Cyril. Losses which could have been avoided. Had the others not were these your...
No. Every Undying devotes his life to the service of the Phoenix.
Even when death...
My lord, I fear that the Undying, have served the Phoenix for countless generations. And we live to serve the Phoenix.
Cyril, but allow me to offer you a word. It does not further the cause of the Phoenix to have his loyal followers provide your survey parties with an escort, that they might live to do their duty for years to come. Think not only of how you can serve the Phoenix, but how Joshua would want you to serve him. Please.
I thank you, if you will permit me to respond. And we of the Undying will, as first shield to the Phoenix, I am sure...
I do.
Then we are of the same mind.
Well met. A fine choice.